ATLiens have released a new EP titled, Destruction of a UFO. I'm really excited to get into this because I've been a big ATLiens fan for the longest, since in the last decade, top of this one. Very cool and all-encompassing blend of trap and neuro music and freeform and deep dub and sometimes Britam. They really can do it all when they put their minds to it. And I love the aesthetic. I love the branding. I'm a big space guy. So yeah. I mean, as soon as I think that remix comp put me onto them. Ghost Planet remix is this one. Yeah, this was a really good remix compilation that put me onto their music, and I was like, holy shit. I generally think Exile is not only their best song, but one of the best dubstep songs ever. But let's save that for a different video. This EP, yeah. Before we actually get into this, I do have to say, and I'm not going to play this song out because it's that dog shit, but last I heard of ATLiens, my nigga, they released some bullshit. It was, they released another comp. I don't remember listening to this, but that one remix they dropped was genuinely One Last Breath remix. This remix, and check it out on your on yourself. I was about to say English. Check it on your own if you really want to listen to it, because I'm not gonna let that garbage touch any of my headphones or speakers ever again. The shit sounded like a demo. It sounded, there was so much wrong with it. It sounded like there was 3 or 4 layers to the entire song missing. Despite it being an official remix, the vocals sounded like they were cut out with AI. Quality was garbage, no energy, pacing was terrible, everything about this remix, and I believe it's ATLiens' biggest song at this point, which makes me so unbelievably sad. Hold on. So I really need them to step it up from whatever they were doing with that fucking song, dog. One Last Breath remix, 18 million streams. It is officially their most streamed song. That is unbelievable. That is unbelievable. Yeah. It's been a while since I've heard such a bad dubstep song. It's definitely bottom 10 of all time that I've heard. Probably even bottom 5. But besides that, I'm still a big ATLiens fan. Let's get into this thing. We will start with why can I not pronounce this word? I feel like I should know it. Ephemeral? Let me look it up.
In nature, destruction is often followed by understanding.
Ephemeral.
Meteor impacts leave craters, extinctions leave fossils. This event left neither. On the night of the incident, eyewitness accounts reported an unidentified object.
Oh, was that the song?
A night of the incident, this event left neither. On the night of the incident, eyewitness accounts reported an unidentified object. As it descended, structural failure became
okay, something lasting for a very short time, short-lived. Cool.
Visible. Multiple recordings captured a craft in flames moving rapidly across the night sky. The duration of the event was brief, and no verified landing or impact site was ever identified. The available records end shortly after the final sighting. What followed...
I'd love to see them go back into the more deeper side of things like they did on Montauk Project. That, to me, is one of the greatest bass music EPs of the decade. Top 5, definitely, bro. So
after the event is unknown.
That's nice and thick and croaky. Yep, solid. And I like how the drop came out of the blue. I thought this was going to be just the intro, but I like that it's a short song, under 2 minutes, but still has a drop. That's cool for an intro track. And some world building and tone setting as the intro, instead of a more traditional, like, just intro and build, you feel me? crazy feels.
Multiple observers reported an unidentified object.
The B section little tonality that subtle melody added was pretty sick. I would have hoped for the drop to progress into something with more background ambience. Like they could have brought in the twinkly melody, or at least some variant of it that came in the little bridge there, incorporated that into the drop somehow, because it was a pretty dry drop. Pretty minimalistic, but regardless, it's catchy.
Records end shortly after the final sighting. What followed after the event is unknown.
Even though that little melody there is kind of formulaic, but it still fits. All right, title track.
Emergency destruction sequence will be activated.
Oh, this reminds me of Chimera off the bat. Fuck. That soft clipping when the bass hit. Reminds me of Blue Skies too. Now this is super fresh. Don't get me wrong, I like this. My only issue is it's a little derivative. Cyclops could have pulled something off like this half a decade ago, you feel me? The beepy bloopy style dubstep shit, it's kind of outdated at this point. We're in the mid 2020s, homie. But I do like the quality. And also some Space Laces in there. I feel like some Space Laces influence. Yeah. Oh, that pitching up is fire though. Oh man, that watery texture is great. That like squelchy muddy shit going on.
Now 30 seconds before destruction. N6 Master Cylinder Fusion Comprehensive Plasma Activation complete. Proton chain break induction moment now established. All detonation unit remaining ammunition standby.
Oh, I love that pad. That shit is goosebump inducing.
All detonation unit remaining ammunition standby. This shit will detonate in T-10 seconds.
I thought she was saying this shit will detonate. This shit.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Self-destruct initiated.
The sweepings are sick. And the trap format makes it more ATLiens-esque too, so I like this. Very nice so far. Nibiru's been out for a minute, has it not? Pretty sure it has. We'll listen to it again. this is classic ATLiens, but what's up with the snare, bro? The snare sounds like a cheap punch sound effect. The deeply pitched Jamaican voice sample, you feel me? That's super classic ATLiens. The sound design was cool, but it was kind of placed in very messily. The mix down was almost breaking apart there too. I wish that would have been a little cleaner. It just randomly comes in, cuts out, and kind of disjointed, incoherent. Love the vocal sound effects. These almost sound like dubstep basses, bro. It's so distorted, like there, that deeper tone was better. This main like twangy sound here is fine, but it's like too simple. Has no sauce to it. I do like the brittle distortion on everything though, but this song is definitely unpolished and not in the best way necessarily. Yeah, you know what it sounds like? It sounds like an ATLiens demo track, like if they were to release a splice pack or something. With that being said, I don't think the track's awful, but I'm not gonna save it. It's pretty mid. And I'm not sure about the quarter note sub too. I think another sustain thing would be better here. It just seems kind of stiff, like bop, bop, bop. It's like overly stiff and chunky. I don't know. Locked. It's not much flow to the track either. It's blown out. Yeah, for a show, if they were to just incorporate that like towards the middle or something, I'd have no issue because it's not a bad song, but it's just a very run-of-the-mill ATLiens venture, I feel like. Sleep Paralysis. This one's also been out. Don't think I've heard it. Corny fake out. I love the distortion on the basses again. Unfortunately, I'm not sure. Again, it's just very dry and very. There's aura missing. And the Skrillex vocal processing here isn't really doing the track's originality any favors. Are we serious? This sounds exactly like fucking what song is it? Off of Quest for Fire. I think Tears uses that same like triplet, and Might Be Good Space, or one of those songs. The Street I Know, one of them. Weird sound selection. It doesn't seem too crafted towards the ATLiens aesthetic. They feel like dubstep stock sounds, if that makes sense. The deep bass was cool, but it didn't seem like something you'd hear from a meticulously crafted ATLiens track like on Chimera, or, you feel me? Just very basic, like generic sounding sounds that I like. I enjoy this direction of dubstep, but I'm not sure. The only thing that's really making this song cool for me is the distortion. Another male one, unfortunately. Both singles here. In My Head. Another one where it sounds like they're trying to bite Skrillex. And there's no reason for them to be on this, because they've been doing deep dubstep so much longer than Quest for Fire's been out. So it's not like it's because of that, but it's the songwriting, it's some of the drop sounds, even the arrangement to an extent, but just way inferior. And also the way the patterns, the flows are so deconstructed. Not that it feels lazy, but it just feels so bare bones to an extent. That flow they belted out with the, you feel me, as soon as the drop hit, was pretty lackluster. The vocal manipulation's alright, but yeah, I'm not feeling these songs, bro. They've gone 2 for 5. Nice little static here. Yeah, I don't know what's up with this lullaby, melancholic type melody writing. It's just too close to something that Skrillex would put out, and the entire songwriting of these last three songs. Well, nibiru wasn't really biting them, but this song and the last one just too close for comfort, bro. And no ATLiens swag in there, or not enough at least. Damage, singing the last song. Thought there was some ad popping up. Fuck. Finally, a super unique build. Come on. It's not the best ATLiens I've heard, but this is a million times better than the last three tracks. Yeah, I like this. I like the randomized break / fill sounds that he put in. Just fucking dishwasher noises, some random screech.
Critical message is from the emergency alert system. This is not a test. We interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to inform you of an imminent threat to public safety and well-being. If you see any erratic or strange behavior coming from any living thing,
the deep bass itself, yes, isn't crazy one of a kind, but the flow is good enough. The ear candy's good enough. Like I said, just those almost plunderphonic samples type shit. Yeah. And the build. BPM slow, right? Those like alien feedback sounds. That fluttery. Yeah, thematically it's not very cohesive, but it's an entertaining track for sure. It's stimulating as fuck. I like that one. All right. If this song is good, then this EP to an extent will be saved. Yeah, so far it's a mixed bag. 3 tracks I like, 3 I don't. Fall with me. This is going to decide if the EP falls towards the negative end of the spectrum or the positive. If we really want to play politics in that sense, the tracks I like are shorter than the ones I don't, but I'm not gonna be a hoe. Very beautiful respace, sounds super wide.
Heartbeat slow, say nothing, let it go. Fall with me through the dark. Every word.
It's like the only thing going on here is the fucking vocal and the res, but because of post-processing and all the effects on each, the experience is so rich and the mix feels full enough, like nothing else needs to be done, you know what I'm saying? The reverb has a perfect delay and tail to it, and yeah, it's like the reverb coming off of her voice is a background melody of itself. And that's harder to pull off than you'd think. It's not just slapping random effects on vocals to make it sound like that. So props. You know, I really respect intricacies like that. That's why I went off a tangent talking about fucking reverb, my nigga.
All I keep is the
Nice little pattering percussion there to bridge, no pun intended. Wait, is that even a pun? Because that's why a bridge is called a bridge. Never fucking mind. I'm kind of tired, that's why I'm rambling. But yeah, nice little pattering percussion section to tie up the build and the intro.
all you leave is the shape.
Alright. Yeah, what I know for a fact, once I go back and listen to this song, the choppy synth patches there and bass, they're either gonna get tedious for me or it's gonna make me like the song more. Right now I'm kind of iffy on it, but the backdrop was filled out with the vocals and shit, so there was enough atmosphere to propel that sort of, you feel me?
Skin, street noise, paper thin, hands down, heartbeat slow, say nothing, let it go.
It's a good vocal, but it's generic.
All I keep is the ache. All you leave is the shape. All I keep is the ache. All you leave is the shape.
Why does that kick sound like that? Why does it sound so flat?
All you leave is the shape. Static under my skin. Street noise, paper thin, hands down, heartbeat slow. Say nothing, let it go.
Let me listen to that drop one more time.
All you leave is the shape.
think the quarter note flow is just a little not it. I think that's what it is. Again, some of the vocal sampling is cool. The panning, the pitching, or at least what it sounds like for me, whatever that is. But yeah, when it comes to kicks like that, and I do appreciate some unique ass kicks, don't get me wrong. Flat kicks like that can work. Take Code Pandorum's music, for example. I've heard him use such unorthodox kicks that I can mostly enjoy, you know, because they fit in the context of the mix down of the song, you know. That one, they fit, but they weren't finely tuned enough, I feel like. Lack of transient, I could feel the kick somewhat, but I couldn't hear it. And in my opinion, at least, I do need to hear a kick for it to have appropriate impact. I can't just feel it in the lower frequencies, you know what I'm saying? And that kick just sounded like a doof, doof. Like I was really struggling picking it up. Not that the flow was overly difficult or anything, to the point where, I mean, it's fucking quarter notes. I didn't get lost within the flow of the song or anything. I knew where the one was and shit, you feel me? But yeah. So I'm not too sure about that. Same goes for the EP. I don't think it's all that, unfortunately. I mean, obviously comparing this to the remix they dropped last year, this is night and day. But I expect a certain caliber of music from ATLiens, not necessarily Montauk Project, because that's just like peak bass music, but something that's about as good as this album, which I thought was pretty decent. And yeah, stuff like that, bro. This to me, actually, this album was pretty good. I don't go to it as much, go back to it, but still, this to me is not ATLiens grade quality to me. I don't know. I'm not too big on it. I've yet to see these motherfuckers live. I hope I do that in the next couple years. Apparently they're still on tour for Leaving the World Behind. It's only 1.5 years old, the album, so it makes sense. But yeah, it's pretty mid. Unfortunately. Let me know y'all's thoughts. Let me know your favorite ATLiens music. Let me know if you think they're over or underrated. I'd say they're more or less perfectly rated, because, like I said, when they actually put effort into a song, it ends up sounding spectacular. But there's times where they can very quickly fall into that generic trap when they undersell themselves. But still legends nonetheless. I'd still put them into top 20 dubstep acts currently, for sure. And yeah, I guess I'll catch you on the next one.